and things like it is the equivalent of the red pill.
This is a technology, it's a computing language, and I can build an app on it.
Is Bitcoin the currency of the future?
Crypto gang, it's the game, big gang, all gang, light gang, cash game, blockchain. Whoa, I don't really ever buy stocks, man. No. Haters wanna say I'm in a bubble, man. No. Chew 'em up like bubble gum. No. Just made a meal with my pocket change. No. Wreck about to go and join the huddle gang. Huddle gang, huddle gang, huddle gang. Crypto gang, it's the game, big gang, all gang, light gang, cash game, blockchain. Whoa, I don't really ever buy stocks, man. No. Haters wanna say I'm in a bubble, man. No. Chew 'em up like bubble gum. No. Just made a meal with my pocket change. No. Wreck about to go and join the huddle gang. Huddle gang, huddle gang, huddle gang. Ethereum pays for my rent. Bitcoin pays for the vent. Litecoin pays for the jet. Bitcoin cash for the rest. Spent 30 racks on an ICO. What coin did you buy? I forgot, yo. Just got started last night, bro. And I'm already hooked like a pipe stove. Flipping the coin, making it grow, taking it slow, letting it go. Cash flow's growing, it's incredible to watch it flow. Stacking the cash, taking it home, making it fast. I'm on a roll. Little bit mo's all I ask for the bubble though. Currently learning about a new type of currency. Burning the dollar down like an emergency. Urgently, listen, my friends have been urging me. Coins have been surging, we're earning like urgency. We on a mission, man. Crypto maniac. Act like you don't really know about it. Stop that. Bitcoin blowing up like a bomb. Step back. Used to be a couple $100. Should've copped that. Blew up on a scene from the mind of a brainiac. Back in 2009, where the miners at? Silk Road, baby. It's gotta be anonymous. Satoshi blew up. Now we on the map.
What is good, everybody? It's your boy Reckless Ray Dinero, and we are back at it again for another episode of Crypto Portfolio Updates. Been gone for a couple of weeks. Let's talk about the elephant in the room. I suffered a debilitating injury, actually. It's probably the worst I've ever been injured, in the sense that I can't return to doing what I normally do as fast as I normally do. I ruptured my Achilles, for those inquiring minds. So I was very fortunate. I've had the surgery already. I'm on the recovery. Fortunate being I got it done as fast as I did within 5 days of the actual injury. I'm recovering. I have just been cleared to wear my my boot. I'm still using the splint though, because it's easier for me to get around the house, but like I can sit at a desk. Like the first 2 weeks you're supposed to keep it elevated 90% of the day, and I did adhere to that. So I was stuck on a couch prone for about 2 weeks. We're back up, obviously, sitting upright, getting used to sitting upright and being around, getting back to being active, figuring out what I can do workout and fitness wise. But we are back. So we're going to jump right into it today. The episode title, Bitcoin Gone Sideways. We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about what moves we've been making over these past 2 weeks. We've definitely got some updates. One of the other key things that I wanted to highlight going into this month was last month's dividend income, or I guess passive income from within the cryptocurrency space, was only $457. We've got that coming to us, redistributed obviously, but it was a little bit short. We came up short for sure from what we were expecting, but post halving we didn't have the dip that we normally do. It was a little bit less dramatic, so moving sideways, coming back up. But let's jump into the fun stuff. Let's get the stuff that we like to talk about. Today, as of the recording of this video, which is Sunday, May 12th, Reckless Ray Dinero's return. Let me get me down here in the corner, because this never was about me to begin with. Let's talk about what's going on in these markets. Right now, we are looking at a Bitcoin dominance of 50.8%. Obviously, Bitcoin going sideways. All the energy and attention is on Bitcoin. ETH dominance is down to 14.8%. Gas is down to 3 Gwei. For those of you who are wondering what that translates into, it's change for some smart contracts / namely bridging. I did some bridging today before recording. And also trades like $2, which is expensive if you're on layer 2 or any other chain. But for Ethereum, it's nothing. It is definitely, if you got some stuff that you need to, some plays you were waiting to make on Ethereum, today would be a good day. For those of you who are catching this day of, that would be shout out to the people over in Circa 84. Shout outs to the people over in the Bag Chasers. That is not a Patreon group. That is mine. It is Anton of AntonDaniels.com's Patreon group. But I am a part of that Patreon group, and I do give them my content first. And moving on. So if you got some moves you need to make on Ethereum, now might be a good time to look into that. Buys, trades, smart contract things. If you need to pull some funds off of your DeFi holdings over there, today would be a good day to do that. Gas fees are super low. Next, we're going to talk about the top 3 trending coins per CoinGecko. First and foremost, we have Octaspace. Second, we have Maniki. No idea what that is either. And third, we have Sol Casino Token. Have an idea what that is. Not going to get into it. Let's see what we've got here. We have on our top gainers list. Let's take a look at it and see what we've got going on here. Oh boy, this is going to be interesting. Okay, so top 5 gainers and losers as per CoinGecko at the time of recording. We have at number 1 at rank 769. T-Mac DAO, TMG, with a gain of 128.5% in the last 24 hours. These are things I like to see. Some good pops in a sideways market, though. I mean, considering we're going sideways in the hammering that the altcoin space has been taking, this is looking good. At number 2, we have at rank 825, we have Boomer, Boomer, with a gain of 56.3% in the last 24 hours. At number 3, we have Quantum Resistant Ledger, QRL, at a rank of 859, with a gain of 30% in the last 24 hours. And at number 4, we have Crow with a Knife at rank 634, CAW, with a gain of 25.7% in the last 24 hours. And last but not least, we have at rank number 5, at market cap rank of 207, MAGA, TRUMP, with a gain of 19.6% in the last 24 hours. Now, over to the biggest losers. Let's see what we got going on. Ooh, we have one of my old holdings on this. So I have to give a little excerpt about that. At number 1, the top loser, at rank 998, we have 3 $THREE, with a loss of 19.4% in the last 24 hours. At number 2, we have at rank 881, Karate Combat, KARATE, with a loss of 18% in the last 24 hours. At number 3, we have at rank 937, Cat with Hat, $CWIF, with a loss of 16.8% in the last 24 hours. At number 4, we have at rank 857, Celsius Network, CEL, with a loss of 16.7% in the last 24 hours. And last but not least, at number 5, we have at rank 460, L7 Dex, LSD, with a loss of 14% in the last 24 hours. Let's give a quick shout out to everybody who's not on this list. Now, Celsius, you notice there's a star there because that was in previous portfolios, because I have been tracking my trades for a long time. And during the Terra Luna crash, Celsius went insolvent, go figure, and a lot of money was locked up in there. I also did a blurb about, some of us getting some of our money back. We got some of our money back, which is better than none of your money back. But again, centralized exchange, not your keys, not your crypto. And when should your centralized exchange collapse, they are not obligated to give you all of your money back. That's one of the lessons learned in the crypto space. You're 100% accountable for this, even if it's on a centralized exchange, more or less. Because while we did get paid back, we did not get our money back. And what's even weirder is different it was different percentages based on how much you held, and it seemed that those who had more on there that were just regular everyday citizens got less of their money back than those of us who had less. Now, I did liquidate my Celsius position pretty early on. I moved everything off, but I think it was like maybe 12 or $1,300, something like that. And I got back, I think 800, something like that. I lost. There was definitely a loss incurred in regards to what was on there versus what I got back. And that's fine. Whatever. Like, it was a write-off as soon as they crashed. And that's the reason I got what I got off when I got it off. I left some funds on there as a just in case. And that didn't, just in case turn to worst case scenario, but it wasn't anything that was substantial to that portfolio that year. Noting that I haven't seen Celsius tokens at this low, 76 cents, in forever. But considering that the platform's insolvent, it's basically worthless, and, they failed to do their job, that's not surprising. Moving on to my portfolio, that is relatively fresh AF, if I don't mind saying so myself. Let's see here, where are we at? So the portfolio is skirting. Now, we've touched, because we're going sideways and the altcoins are getting hammered, which is where we're parking everything right now, more or less. We are up 1.8%, which is better than negative at this point. We're getting ready. We're waiting for alt season. Obviously, everybody thought that we were going to get immediate results right after the halving. That is just not the case, unfortunately. A lot of altcoins, though, right now, because we've been so sideways, that a lot of the altcoin space is losing steam. And we are very graciously taking... There's a lot of really great entries right now, if I don't say so myself. I mean, you guys can get entries better than what I got, and I'll tell you exactly which ones have better entries than what I got. But let's go ahead and give you the top 10 first. Now, obviously, we're not counting Lido staked Ether because that goes in the retirement ledger. The USD position is of no value to you. We'll be converting. This position is going to be the largest position, most likely the rest of the bull run, because as we cash out, chunks of things will be going into this position, into the ledger, to just be sitting on forever and letting it grow, because this position is compounding in and of itself, just holding those tokens. For those of you who are wanting something easy, if you're into Ether and you're long Ether, any of the liquid staked Ethers probably going to be a good bet for you if you're going to hold Ether in your portfolio, because they compound as you hold them. Me personally, I use Lido staked Ether. That's the Ether that I have, the platform that I've chosen to use. It's a relatively large one, probably the largest one, most popular. Whatever is what it is. So let's go ahead and give you guys the top 10. At number 1, we have Solana, SOL. At number 2, we have Ethereum, ETH. At number 3, we have Injective, INJ. At number 4, we have Thorwallet, DEX. At number 5, we have Osmosis. At number 6, we have Camelot Token, GRAIL. At number 7, we have Arbitrum, ARB. At number 8, we have Celestia, TIA. At number 9, we have Synthetics Network, SNX. And at number 10, we now have Superverse, SUPER. Now, what you'll notice here is there has been some shaking up going on in the portfolio. First of all, we pulled off of a straight token staking position in Synthetics Network and put that into a more active position, which cut off basically half of that position, to get it into a staking position to buy some income, because we are income focused and the position that we had it sitting in was doing nothing. You will also notice that Injective has moved up in the rankings. That is because while we have been in this sideways down market, while I've been trapped on the couch, I have been converting and buying into the dip on Injective. I do believe in it for the bull run. Same goes for Osmosis, OSMO. Also another one and all of these are within the Atom, Cosmos, Tindermint ecosystem. And I noticed that these three tokens were tokens that I wanted larger positions in. And I just went ahead and that was the focus because those were the ones that were the most down bad in my portfolio at present. So we've been buying them. Camelot token Grail has taken a hit. We did one buy-in on that. We are keeping it because we are force held in order to get out all of our cash outs from that platform. They come out in the Camelot token in and of itself. So all the tokens that aren't getting reinvested back into the platform, we're still waiting for those to come out, and it's going to start probably within the next, I'd say, 5 months, start generating a consistent source of revenue to buy into other positions as we move forward, because it's a 6-month lockup to get 100% of your cash outs for a good part of the cash outs on this platform. And so we're waiting on that, but we're getting ready to turn into a steady stream of us being able to get a little bit extra to get into some other positions. And so we're making the plan for that. We have Celestia was another one. A lot of hype around that coin. The performance during the sideways market, there's not a lot of energy right now. You still see a lot of good news about it. They're still building over there. They're still putting in a lot of work in their ecosystem. So we are buying the dip to bring down our average cost. So that way, when it flips back the other direction, hopefully we get a better position in that bull run wave. Now, better positions than I have. Celestia is one. If you are looking to get into Celestia right now, if you are just starting a position, you are getting in at a lower cost basis than I currently have. I have not sold any Celestia. My Celestia is staked, and I am continuing to buy Celestia. Another one that is a better position than what I've got into this year is Osmosis, OSMO. If you are starting a position right now, you have me by probably, and all of these, you have me probably about by 25 to 30%. Osmosis, another one, under $1. For those of you who are scraping by, looking to get into something, Osmosis. I have not sold off any of my Osmosis. Every once in a while, I will do a sale on what I get back from staking. But right now, it's not even high enough for me to really do a sell-off the way that I want to. So, because generally, if I can't get $10 out of the position in and of itself, then I just reinvest it, because it's kind of pointless for me to try and mess with that kind of, it's basically dust at that point. And so where I'm at in my portfolio existence, these are things that I'm just reinvesting, waiting for the bull run, and then I'll do a sell-off based on the gain on the upside of this. But you're getting in at a better position than me on all of these tokens that we're talking about right now by about, I'd say, at least 20% of a better entry point than what I currently have. I am still buying to bring those numbers down, but where I'm at right now, you talk about the wins, you talk about the losses. Right now, where it sits at this juncture, I am down over 25. Actually, I can tell you. Hold on. Let me pull out my phone, and then let's see here. Where are we at exactly? So, Osmosis, we are down, 32%. 32% even, basically, is where we're at right now. My entry point for this year, for this 2024 bull run portfolio, the start of it, because this is going to be running 2 years, but my entry point is $1.21. So we are down 31.99%. The other one, a little bit more pricey, was a lot more pricey when I initially got in, was Injective. Now, Injective, my entry point, you guys got me by, if you're starting a position now, this one's a little bit more pricey. Obviously not as pricey as Bitcoin or Ethereum, but a little bit more pricey. My entry point here was $32.93. Now that's been whittling down. I think it was originally at about, I think I started buying at like 35 to 37, but I've been buying the dips. So we're working that average cost down. But again, these are things that I'm looking at for the bull run, because there's still a lot more headroom, in my opinion, on a lot of these tokens. Let's see here. Previous all-time high was $52. So yeah, like I could definitely see us getting back up to the previous all-time high, which we printed in March. In March of this year was when we hit the previous all-time high. Now, do I think we're going to hit that? Do I think we're going to get back to that? Absolutely. When we bounced off of it was when I started buying. I didn't buy at the all-time high. I waited for a retracement. And, you know, they call it in the space catching a falling knife, but realistically, everything's following Bitcoin. So we don't have necessarily a tea leaves for this. And there was no way of knowing exactly how far it was going to fall. I just normally start a dollar cost average, buy into the position amount that I want, and then follow accordingly. But we do have a pretty hefty position considering it is number 3 or number 4. Is that number 3 or number 4? It's number 3 in the portfolio at this point. Obviously selling off that synthetics network to get it into a more income generating position than staking within synthetics network, because I'm not really into leveraging those tokens. It's, at this point, especially with this much volatility, there's too much work involved on managing that, and I don't want to do that this year, to be chasing a website all year to make sure that I have the proper amount so that I don't get liquidated, especially since I'm not utilizing the loans. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at with the portfolio. And yeah, I'm not complaining about it. It's still strong. It's not as strong as it was, but once alt season hits, I think it's going to be wild. The last thing we did was we did add, to make this a solidified number 2 in the portfolio and over everything, we did add another 4.7 Solana at current rates. And the reason we did that was we had another cash infusion from our dollar cost average. We also pulled in another one of our, using, for those of you who watch Future Financial Strategies, for those of you who don't, you should. We also had a cash infusion that we are doing a dollar cost average in of cash because we took another loan. We took some of that cheap money and we're putting it into the market, and we're allocating a little bit of it because I have problems. Obviously, it's mostly directed towards the traditional finance portfolio, which we'll be getting to that over in Future Finances. So stay tuned, because tomorrow we will have an update of Future Finance. I'm also going to be more than happy to talk about it on Guns and Butter. We'll be getting back on schedule with that. So Thursday, which will be tomorrow for those of you who are in general public that are watching this, we will be back for that evening. I will be hopefully in even a little bit more better spirits, considering Wednesday, which is the day that you guys will be seeing this episode, the general public, I'll be getting some staples out of my ankle. So like, we'll be getting some of the staples out, at least 50% of them. So I'm hoping we can take them all out, because I would prefer them not in my body than in my body. I had to order a shower boot, because I mean, they said that I can wash them and dap them dry, but like, I know about metal and I know about water, and I'm not risking it. Like, I will just, wipe around the affected area with a cleansing wipe, but like, there's no water getting on those staples. Like, I'm deathly freaking out about the potential of rust. So on something that's inside my body partially. So we'll be doing that. But let's jump into these news stories, because now that I can sit up here and sitting isn't half bad, I can actually do the full episode. So we're going to jump over. We're going to talk about the major developments. This is from sponsor of the show and platform, Delta Investment Tracker apps. You guys are going to be hearing a lot more about this on multiple channels, and you guys will be seeing updates on positioning on multiple channels. In regards to being set up and tracking my portfolios, because it can track both your crypto and your traditional finance portfolios, which I think is pretty awesome. But the major developments for this week brought to you by Delta Investment Tracker app powered by eToro. Major developments for the week. Let's talk about it. Dash and Ethereum Classic approach their halving dates. Now, Dash is pretty cool. Ethereum Classic is just a project that they They refused to let go after Ethereum decided to go a different direction. Ethereum Classic is not real Ethereum. It is not relevant. It is people who are behind the times at this point because all the updates are happening on Ethereum, not Ethereum Classic. It's just what it is. Like, there's nothing being built on Ethereum Classic. No one uses Ethereum Classic. It's what it is. Dash is a private transaction network, though. That's pretty interesting, even though most places have banned most of these types of coins. It was Dash, Monero. Litecoin also now has the ability to enable and disable private transactions, which is pretty cool. But apparently the world does not want you to have your anonymity, and they need to know exactly what you're doing at all the time. So I don't even know where you would get or exchange Dash at this point, to be honest. Hong Kong, BTC, and ETFs and ETH ETFs now hold more than 250 million and 400 or 48.53 million, respectively. The ETFs in Hong Kong did not release the same way that they thought that they did in the United States, and it's because most of these people have access to the underlying asset. The reason the American ETFs for Bitcoin has done well, we don't have an ETF for Ethereum. We should be getting one hopefully soon. Wouldn't be surprised if it wasn't, because it took basically the better part of 7 years to get it for Bitcoin. And yeah, they could dink around, and it could take another 3.5 to 5 years, I'd say. I don't think they'll push it out the whole 7, but it could take a while to get an Ethereum ETF. An Ethereum ETF is not needed for the price of Ethereum to go up. It is the bull run. Scarcity is scarcity. The fundamentals on Ethereum are there. People use it. As it gets used, price goes up. It's just what it is. But people are surprised that countries that have been buying Bitcoin and Ethereum directly don't want to use the ETF. They don't need a middleman. Like, the reason it's so big in America is because we are the ones who are functioning backwards. You guys who need a middleman to co-sign everything you do financially because you're indoctrinated into the American rhetoric, which is also why you're broke and desperate right now. That's why you guys are buying. There's also made a bunch of promises in the traditional finance space, such as pensions, retirement funds, and all of that stuff for all the boomers who are technologically illiterate and can't get a hold of Bitcoin on their own, or don't trust themselves, or don't want the responsibility of being responsible for their own finances. They want a middleman and or government entity to be involved in that with them. They need ETFs. The rest of the world, by and large, knows how to get a hold of Bitcoin, knows how to navigate the DeFi ecosystem. They're leaps and bounds ahead of the average American when it comes to this. So their ETFs probably aren't going to have as much inflows or holdings as American ETFs, where we are lazy and have everyone do everything else for us. So it's cool that they got that amount of money. I mean, that's nothing to sneeze at. I don't have $250 million. I don't have $48 million. Like, that's still a lot. That is a lot. I would love to have that much in Bitcoin and Ethereum. That'd be freaking wonderful. Aave released a proposal discussing the vision for V4 and beyond. I have not yet looked that over, so I don't know what that entails, but that network is an underlying protocol for a lot of the DeFi ecosystem, so I'm going to have to go look it up. It's just, it's housed on Ethereum, which is, you got to be ultra rich almost to be making relevant moves on Ethereum. So most of my plays are not there because I'm not ultra rich yet. Bitcoin ETF products saw net outflows of $433 million last week. That is interesting, considering the price is, we're borderline sideways. We are borderline sideways. We're back up to 61,000. So it looks like people came back into the market. Interesting. I mean, the volatility is working for me, especially over in my traditional portfolio, because those covered call plays, whew, boy, are they hitting. Now, Bitcoin derivatives bull market. Bitcoin derivatives market bullish sentiment cools. Does this every year. Takes 3 to 4 months for us to kick into the bull cycle. And everybody who came in that was new was speculating on the day after the price going up immediately. And that's just not what's going to happen. It's not what's ever happened. At no point have we had a halving and the price go up immediately. It always goes down because people sell the news. And by people, I mean retail investors. I mean you. I mean me. Except for I don't. But like people who are new to the market, they think something's going to happen at that point in time. They take profits. They sell. They do whatever. They got to the point to where they got even from the last bull run where they felt like Bitcoin was a scam and they just didn't get to see all the gains that the rest of us saw who've been here for years because we never sell. And yeah, that happens every year. And then the market goes down and then it's sideways. And then we start picking up probably about 3 to 4 months out, which gives you one more buy window to get in position, which is cool. 1inch launches a virtual crypto debit card. That is interesting. 1inch is an exchange. They were basically a copy of Uniswap, but it looks like they're expanding. They're also blocked in the United States. Go figure. A lot of the good exchanges are, not gonna lie, but we still got Uniswap, so there is that. Tesla adds Dogecoin payments to their website. Hype it up, man. Hype it up. Everybody who's got a bag of Dogecoin, hopefully you might be able to get to a point where you can use it to buy a Tesla. We'll see. I mean, it's interesting. That is one of the meme coins that I'm like, you know what? They've been here. They've been here for a while. I'm not surprised. MakerDAO prepares to introduce 2 new tokens, new stable and new gov token. Interesting. We'll have to see what's going on with that. Again, another Ethereum home base play. I was involved in it early on, and now it's just you've got to commit too much money to these things to make it interesting for me versus what you can do on layer 2. So I have to go look and see what's going on there. CZ sentenced to 4 months in prison. 4 months. They're making an example out of this man. For what? I ask. I don't. Out of all the people who needed to go to jail, I'm not seeing CZ as one of them. But when you're trying to take a stab at a platform that has done all of the innovative things that you yourself have opted to not do as a country so that none of the American exchanges could do it, and then you hinder them within this country, even though they're still the biggest exchange in the world, it makes sense. You got to go to jail for 4 months. It is what it is. Friend Tech has token generation event. And I mean, okay, I never got into Friend Tech. I'm not familiar with Friend Tech. I don't have anything good or bad to say. I just say, okay, cool, token generation. Let's go. And that's what we've got for the news, brought to you by Delta and powered by eToro. In regards, we're gonna close this out. Click the wrong window. In regards to the market and the market right now, this is a buy opportunity. I don't know how to say that enough. And I mean, I understand people will be like, oh, you're trying to pump. I'm not trying to pump any of my bags. So I show everybody my portfolio every week, and it doesn't change that often. And it won't start really changing outside of a big move where I'm reallocating into another position. But even with that, like, those coins are still in the top 10. The top 10 just shuffles. I'd say the most changes and the most action in my portfolio are, I'd say 7 through 10, maybe. But at this juncture, since I'm really focused on building out the traditional finance portfolio, and that's kind of where my attention is, this is basically set on autopilot. Like, that's what this is. Like, we're looking at what my bull run plays are. Like, I've got my top 10, and that's where my focus is. Like, those are the projects that I'm looking at. Those are the things that I'm trying to do something with. Like, we've had some duds hit. Prisma dudded. They got hacked. Like, I still have the position, but it's not good. Like, it's definitely not good. So you know, you're gonna hit some duds, and that's the reason you don't put all of the eggs in one basket as far as the bull run goes, because you're making bets on the altcoins. And in doing so, you have to do it kind of like a VC. You got to kind of scatter blast. I try not to get too far out of 10 legitimate plays. And like, I've got some like few $100s here, a few $100s there, and if it turns into something cool. But as far as what I'm focused on, that top 10 list that I give every week, that's it. And like as stuff squeezes in, like between I'd say 7 and 15 are like the smaller positions, but most of those positions I'm in such a good spot with, or they're just straight, this is $300, throw it away, gamble positions that are 100% degen positions that I'm not really looking at those too hard. Like I've got my positions picked. We're going to keep buying in as the portfolio generates income. We're going to continue to reinvest that income back into the positions. As we get some of these unlocks, we might be doing some moving and shaking around to see if we can get more income generated. Because like I'm not opposed to, like, as my 6-month unlocks come on for my LP positions that are over in Camelot, redistributing some of those across the ecosystem as well and seeing some of those plays move around also, because why not? Like if it's not performing, like 6 months later, we're in a different space than where we were. Some of those things, like I'm overweighted in some of those positions as well. So we will be looking to move some of that around also. But until that comes, like I'm chilling. I'm in chill mode. I'm like, cool. We got one more DCA for the loan that we took. We did another debt leverage. So we turned credit card balance into cash to buy investments, to buy cash flow. And we're going to continue doing that. I've got one more of those coming into the market. I've got a lot. Like this month is when we do our future financial strategies for May, even though this has been a detrimental month because obviously my poor foot, I'm not able to work like I was. Fortunately, I've got some vacation time. We're working through that. Gonna have to make some adjustments moving forward for sure, because this ain't happening. But we didn't have to touch the portfolio. I'm trying not to touch any of the portfolios. I mean, obviously, the hit will be taken in the sense of the initial opportunity fund that we saved up. But since we used most of those funds to purchase cash flow, I'm pretty, like, we're trying to see what we can do with that cash flow now. Like, we're going to use you take the debt, purchase cash flow, use cash flow, pay back the debt. Now you have a cash producing asset that should be cash flowing for you moving forward that you have purchased with the cash flow from the asset itself. That's the thesis. That's the play. We're going to get we're getting real world experience about how this goes, and we'll be documenting that as well, mostly over on future financial strategies. But since every time we bring in one of those debt plays, I will put a little bit into crypto. Like I don't want to not put into this space, because obviously as far as the growth, the return's greater, but like we're setting up a buffer so that we can sit there and maximize the returns of the crypto stuff, because then we don't have to worry about touching it, which is realistically what I'm looking at. Like, I just don't want to have to worry about touching it. But we're going to do that. That's going to be the end of this episode. Oh, also, last but not least, if you made it this far, you're going to notice there's going to be some changes on the page. We're testing out some stuff. The descriptions in the videos, if you look down below, you're going to have a much cleaner experience down there. I cleaned it up. Like, part of what I was doing on the couch, I noticed some stuff I was like, hey, if I was looking at this, I wouldn't be able to get to what I was looking for. So we've made some adjustments to the description on the video. You'll be able to find all the referral links. There's stuff in there, and it's going to be consistent across all my shows now. There's stuff in there for everyone. It's going to be pretty straightforward. It's going to be streamlined, because all the stuff that you might come across in any of my videos, all those referrals will be down there. I will point those out specifically in the video, but you'll have access to everything that I utilize down in every single video. Now, if you guys want to support the channel, all that stuff will be down in there as well. Yeah, we're making some forward progress. I'm excited about it. So it's your boy Reckless Ray De Niro. This has been Crypto Portfolio crypto portfolio updates. Jesus, been a long time since I've been sitting in this seat, it feels like. Until the next time, peace.
Cryptocurrency, currency, cryptocurrency, currency. She love cryptocurrency. Me have a hot sexy girl. Whoa. Yeah. Me have a hot sexy girl, just a tip jar. She wanna go down and she dips her. She love dancehall and calypso. She no wanna cash, she wanna crypto. Me have a hot sexy girl, just a tip jar. She wanna come up and she dips her. She love dancehall and calypso. She no wanna cash, she wanna crypto. Decentralized like a blockchain. Anyway you see me, girl, you know it not gonna stop rain. Pull up in the Beamer or the Benzie or the Bentley. Cryptocurrency, that's what we spending. We not in a lending. No for them a stake, yo. We not in a renting. Bad mind fussy them. Wanna see we ending. Smiling out with face, but call that pretending. Now left me 9 milli. Girl, so we trending. Me have a hot sexy girl, just a tip jar. She wanna go down and she dips her. She love dancehall and calypso. She no wanna cash, she wanna crypto. Me have a hot sexy girl, just a tip jar. She wanna come up and she dips her. She love dancehall and calypso. She no wanna cash, she wanna crypto. She love cryptocurrency, currency, cryptocurrency, currency, cryptocurrency, currency. She love cryptocurrency. Metamask wallet. Cryptocurrency, currency, cryptocurrency, currency, cryptocurrency, currency. Coinbase wallet. Stack it up. Me have a hot sexy girl, just a tip jar. She wanna go down and she dips her. She love dancehall and calypso. She no wanna cash, she wanna crypto. Me have a hot sexy girl, just a tip jar. She wanna come up and she dips her. She love dancehall and calypso. She no wanna cash, she wanna crypto. She love all me DeFi. And so me make she feel high. Digital currency.